Hello everyone, Rudar here with another grounded video. Today's video, we'll be building the Viking Longhouse you see in front of me. This build is also from Lorenzo Saucedo. This was the other build I mentioned in the hot air balloon base video that I wanted to share with you guys. And this is his base build, and me, the first time I saw it, I thought Viking Longhouse. I had recently finished playing a certain Viking game that came out a couple months ago, and I remembered how they looked, and this looks so similar that that's what jumped out at me. So let's go ahead and get over here and take a look at it. We have our stairs coming up onto the rock, grass walkway right up to the little entrance. His entrance is a non-traditional door, but it works. Now, in the last video of his hot air balloon video, I mentioned about workbenches in the window. Well, I got him working in this one because I forgot in the last one. You can see they're actually kind of closed in. I couldn't get this one to close in with the other piece. It was giving me problems. Why you would need two? Who knows? But it's a really cool looking effect. So down here in the first floor, we have some armor dummies looking out the window. We got jerky racks off to this end. These boxes are accessible over the tops of the jerky racks, both of them. Ooh, that one's a little tricky. You got to get the jerky rack closer, I guess. That's okay. And as well, a little basket right here. And then at the other end, more armor dummies. The boxes that match that end. I changed that from sorry, Lorenzo. I'm about to call you by your last name. What Lorenzo had, where he had baskets where these two boxes are. I put boxes, and he had nothing up here. I put more boxes because storage. He didn't have anything here. He had it as a blank space, which, I mean, you could leave it as a blank space. I put a little sitting area there. If they ever give us anything that would make sense to go there, obviously delete this and put it there. Yeah, smoothie maker, a bunch of spinning wheels. This is how, like I said, Lorenzo had it, and it makes sense to be because he has it built in this exact same spot over here on this rock. Being near the hedge lab, getting all the web fiber to make silk rope, this makes a lot of sense. It's a lot of spinners. It's more than I have in any one of my bases. I added more boxes right up here at the top of the stairs before heading up to the next floor. He did have these boxes here in his build, just like this. And the same thing I added these boxes in this end as well. Now up here at the top, when you get up to this area, kind of like the attic, he did have the two water things fit in here. There's one on each end. I added lights to each end. I put a bed in here. I think Lorenzo had a lean-to. And then I put the lights on it. Put another box right here. If you ever had that like the junk drawer in your kitchen, this is the same kind of deal. You can put all kinds of random stuff in here. Nothing. This is basically that box that's not organized in my world. And some more water catchers, which there are water catchers down here by the door. Water tanks. Sorry, water tanks. And then the roof is. This is just a covering for when you're coming up the stairs. You could put stuff up here if you wanted to. You could even put water dewdrop collectors up here, but that would change the overall aesthetic. I mean, this is already kind of changing it, but it works. So, and then for like your bounce webs, towers, for your zip lines, and the catch building, I would put it on that rock over there. And I'll link in the description below. In the description below, I will link my zipline design tower video, as well as my zipline catch building. So when you're sending stuff across the zipline, it'll get caught in the little building versus going flying everywhere. As well as turning off the blur, which you see I don't have any blur in my game. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to pause the video, and I will delete everything except for the floor and the stairs going up to it. Other than that, all the walls and everything, I'll delete all that out, and we'll rebuild it. So give me one moment. I'll be right back. All right, now that I've gone through and cleared out all the walls and everything, we'll go over the layout of the floor and then begin the actual build. So from the front edge, it is 6 sections across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the front edge where the door is, it's from this end to the far end is 12. So we stand on this one so we can count the grass planks a little easier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now, for the ones that are 12 long, that is only 4 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 4 rows coming in from the door are 12 across. The 5th row is 10 across. The 6th and final row is 8 across. So you have 4 of them, 12 long. The 5th is 10. The 6th is 8. And since we already know where our door is, since I didn't delete that, which that's all linked to this right here, I set it up so that I could do that easily. I'm going to lay out my first set of walls on either side, just like that door in place, which is a very different take on a door, but it works. And then, of course, I'll light everything up. It does get dark over here. Well, it gets dark everywhere, but still. Alright, so now we're going to continue on with our walls. Actually, yeah, we'll go with the walls. So just make sure they all point out. Now, at the very corner, we're not going to put walls there. We're going to come in one section off the corners. This corner does get a wall. Not this one. So instead of going around and potentially maybe confusing someone. So at the ends of the fourth, at the ones where they're 4 wide, these corners are the ones where they're 12 wide, sorry. From 12 wide, from that end to this end, they get foundations all the way up. The one where it's 10, it does not. It gets windows. The 6 gets the columns as well. And then the same thing over here. We'll just kind of mirror the ends. Whoops. There. So you have basically 6 columns. One on the front corner, then this corner. We're going to skip that corner and go to this corner. Same down there. Now let's go ahead and finish out our window walls. And then we will window wall all across the back here where the spinners were. And I would suggest that as you're building, build from the bottom floor up. So lay out all your blueprints on the bottom floor first before you move on up to the top floor. Just so that you don't have issues with the blueprints jumping up to the next level. Now if you remember, we had boxes. Let me go to first person so I can get the orientation correct. I want the front of the box. There we go. So the box is facing the correct direction. I put that box right up on the corner. And I'm going to walk this wall. I'm going to do this one. Pretty good placement. Go down here and do the exact same thing down here to this end. Turn the box all the way around. Pretty good. And the reason you only fit one right there is because of the slanted roof coming in. Blocks you from being able to put more. You might be able to squeeze 1 or 2 more in there, but they might get in the way of dealing with the box. And if you remember, we had a little basket for storage right here. Now, before I put in the jerky racks, I'm going to put in the armor dummies, as well as all the lights. Once you put the jerky racks in, it's kind of a pain to get behind them. But like I said, make sure you do all your blueprints laid out on the first floor before you even start doing the roof pieces, so that it doesn't mess with the how the blueprints are going to want to jump up if you do that, if you do the roof before you do all the little finishing touches. Now we're going to put that right up against the wall. I don't know why it's in first person. Alright. We'll go ahead and throw some lights in here. Now this I'm going to do in first person because I want it to be very, very particular about where I put it. So there's that little knot on the window. We want to go even with that, just to the left of it. Same thing. Even with it, just to the left. We're not going to do lights here because that light outside comes in through the window just fine. Let me come over here just to double check. I thought so. Same thing. Just to the left of the little knot on the window. This one we won't put it there. We will put it here. And of course I'm going to turn all these on. That way, as it gets later, we will still have plenty of light in here. I'm going to go ahead and put a light here and here for the sitting area. I'll do lights around this corner. And then you see it's already starting to get dark because, well, the game progresses time very quickly. So now that we've got all the lights and armor dummies in this corners kind of back out the way, we can put in the jerky racks. Now the jerky racks can go in front of these armor dummies, and you can still reach the armor dummies underneath the jerky rack. So what you got to do is just spin it, creep it up. You can pretty much put it like that, and you see you can still access the armor dummy. And yes, the armor dummy is looking out the window. And this side, I'm going to go ahead and push it all the way to the corner. Now for these, I'm going to push it all the way up against that so I can reach that. I want it all against the foundations so I can reach that box very easily. I need to do the exact same thing on this side though. I need to get this way up against that foundation. That way reaching the box is easy. But now you have your 4 jerky racks in there. And you're going to want quite a few in this area because with Toad Swamp marker, which is right on that island right out there, is going to be a large area for a large amount of meat coming for jerky. So now we've got that all laid out, let's go ahead and lay out our spinners and lights. So I'm going to do the spinners first because I need to adjust the height of the lights based on the spinners. Now this may be overkill for spinners, but I like it because when I make a run through the hedges, I come back with close to 200 web fiber, and I want to make all of them into silk rope as quickly as possible. And we're just going to put one more right there. Alright, now we're going to stay in first person just so I can do the lights because I want them to be very, very particular. So now I have this knot right here. And I'm going to put the light just to the left of it. Or I'm not. Oh, there we go. And the reason I did the spinners first is because I wanted the lights to be above the spinners, not behind them. And of course one over here. So this is pretty much the exterior edges of, oops, let me turn that one on, of the ground floor. We'll go ahead and throw in the decor. We need 2 big purple chairs. And I'll put that out a little bit in case they ever give us the ability to sit in chairs. You can get in there and actually sit down. Well, like I said too, if you ever wanted to put something else in this area, you could delete that out or leave it blank and put something else there. I mean, you could put a mushroom garden there. You could maybe fit 2. I don't know. There are no mushroom gardens in this space. You could always put them right here down the center if you wanted to, or like off to the sides or something. It's all up to you. So now we're going to do the floor that goes directly above the spinners. And the reason we did the spinners and lights first is if we did the floor before we did the spinners, every time we went to place a blueprint, it would jump up to the next level. Now once we're here to this edge to where the foundations are, we're going to come out 1 floor section and then go back to the middle, just 1. And we do the exact same thing on this side. We're going to mirror it, just like that. There is a floor piece up there I have to delete, I think. Now, here is where we will do our stairs to go up on either side. No game, I want it over there. And from here, we will then close in the side of the stairs. And close in the back for now. You can leave it open if you want. I'll put a box underneath there if you wanted. A box will fit. Or you just close it off. You have a nice clean set of stairs. Now, here's the fun part. We're going to do the workbench and the window thing. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, before I do this floor, because like I said, do the stuff on the ground before you do the floor above it. So now I'm going to get my blueprint out for the workbench, turn it around, and I may have to get rid of this floor because I didn't follow my own rules. So if you're laying out the blueprints, you'll at least know where to put these blueprints, and you can come back through, delete the blueprints. You haven't lost any supplies. Then you can come back and lay this blueprint. Now this one is tricky because you have to get it right up against there. So let me just do a little bit of rotation, and you get it in there very, very close. Now we're gonna grab the triangle wall. That doesn't want to go in place all of a sudden. It'll go in place over here. It doesn't even want to show up. See, now it doesn't want to do it. So it is tricky getting it to lay out just right. Maybe with blueprints it'd be a little bit different, but obviously I don't get to work with blueprints in creative. So I push that one to the side a little bit more, hoping I can get this to take, and now it doesn't want to do it. Alright, this one was the one that gave me problems earlier. Let's get rid of these real quick. That's pretty close. Now the trick is just to maybe get this line up correctly, and now all of a sudden it doesn't want to do it. I got it lined up right there. I got one. Can't get two. So sometimes it doesn't want to work to where it lets you do the walls behind it. I might be able to get that a little bit closer. I'm going to give it one last shot, and then we're going to move on with the build. So I'm pretty sure Lorenzo might have spent some time, or he built this at a time when it was easier to do this. I don't know how old his builds are. I don't remember if he was one of those worlds that was relatively new. Alright, so we're going to do this one last shot to get this to work. And it doesn't look like it wants to work. So what I had at the beginning of the video, it worked halfway on this one and completely on this one. But it doesn't want to work now. I'm going to give this one last shot as well. But I did get this one to work earlier, to where I could do the entire enclosure. That looks like it's a little closer, so I might be able to get that to work. Nope. I have no clue where that one blueprint just went. But you kind of see the idea. Push it up as close as you can to the wall, and then he just kind of closes it in the sides. You don't have to close it in the sides, but you push up against the wall. Just gives a little bit different look. All right, let's get the floor laid out for the next level. I'm also going to make sure I have a lean-to. I have one over there, but I'm going to put one. Ooh, the bird just landed on right over here. I'll put one right here because it is just a few seconds till it's time to sleep. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to come over here, and in the same style I did the other boxes on the top of the foundations, I'm going to put boxes on each end over here. Now these boxes are going to be there when you go up the stairs if you're kind of right in front of you. Let's do the whole sleep thing real quick, and once it's a little bit brighter, we'll continue building. Alright, so back to the next day. We're going to go up here, and we're going to lay out the stairs. So they're going to go up from here. Okay, I'm just going to jump off the building. Alright, let me run back around, since I ran right off the edge of the building. I mean, you don't have to do spinners here. You could leave this open as another doorway like that. You could literally mirror that doorway right there. In case you fall off. Let's see. Nope, that's not what I wanted. There. Now, before we do anything else, let's go ahead and close in the sides because I had some issues when I was first setting it up with boxes being in the way. Now, we're going to go ahead and get the rest of the boxes laid on here real quick. Sorry, there we go. And I'm just going to get them as close as I can and put a bunch of boxes right in front of the doorway. The stairway, I'm sorry. And this way you can access all 5 of these very easily. We're doing the exact same thing on this side. That's another 5 boxes right there. Plus there are going to be boxes in the center. So basically there'll be a small gap right here with no boxes. This will have boxes across it. So we'll go from here and just work our way across this little shelf. And then, because, you know, why not? We can put boxes right there. I'm actually going to maybe rotate that. No, I won't. These are going to hang out just a little bit. You see, they're going to hang over the edges a bit. So that might be, if you have OCD like I do, that's going to be a problem. But it's extra storage, extra space. Can't complain. Alright, now we're going to build the first pieces of the roof. I'm going to go ahead and complete the floor that's right here. So that much I remember goes there. Alright, so roof pieces. I need a starting spot. There we go. That was a squared roof corner at the end, and then we're going to go your normal roof pieces all the way down, back to a squared roof corner, to the interior corner, squared roof corner, interior corner, back to the squared corner, normal roof piece, squared roof, bunch of the regular roof pieces going all the way across, if I can get that to line up. Now, see, I did have that issue as well. Sometimes it was not wanting me to build because there was a box in the way. So that does happen. You have to just, you know, drop a blueprint. But as you can see, I can put it right back. So I would obviously get all my blueprints laid out first in a build like this, but then I would come back and do all the structure blueprints before I make sure all the blueprints were laid out as best as I could before I did anything else. Because like you saw, that sometimes the boxes get in the way. So that doesn't work, but whatever. Oops, didn't mean to fall. So obviously in the corner, we're going to go with the squared corner. Need a regular roof piece right here if it won't. And there, it's giving me problems again. And I have noticed that it has to do with the box. See? Take out the box, put the roof, put the box back. Now we're going to go Back to the squared corner. The interior corner. And we can go ahead and throw one of those over here too. Grab a squared corner. And there we go. Now we have the entire first floor area done, and we can put in the floor for what is essentially the attic, which is where the bed and the water is. And luckily, this has so much grass right behind it that, you know, doing this part's easy. Now, they have added 3 dandelions close to this area. There's 2 right there. 1, 2. The third one is right here. That's 18 weed stems every, I think it's 4 days. Plus there are dandelions out there on the island. This one right here. So if you are like me and have a bridge that built out using grass, because it's plentiful in this area, you can get to those as well. I literally have a bridge that runs from right here out to the island. I can cut down dandelions and bring them back. Or the catch building, like I was saying, and just send all your stuff across the zip line. Because yes, in the update of patch 0.6.0, you can no longer carry weed stems on your shoulder on the zip line, but you can still send them on the zip line by themselves. Alright, so now once we're up here, we've got that completed. We're going to go to this angled section of the roof, and we're going to grab the regular roof corner, not the square one. And I'm going to go down here and do the same thing right here. You're going to line them up right where you put those triangle floors at right there. Now, of course, we're going to have an interior corner right there. Just one. And one. Now we're going to go square corner. And we're just going to do the one square corner. That's it. Just one. Oh, square corner here. So at each end, there'll be one regular piece. Sorry, not square corner. One regular piece, then the squared corner. I'll get mine. Oh, it's right in a second. And then all the way across. But I'm going to be a little iffy before I complete this all the way across, because I do have to put the bed in here. And you obviously can't put the bed all the way against the wall because of how the roof pieces lean in. So this is the middle. A lean-to will work too if you don't want to spend the resources for a bed. Now let's see if this does in fact let me place these roof pieces. Alright. And of course, you can attach things to the headboard. Now before I do the water collectors, I'm going to finish the roof 100%. And then do the water collectors. Do collectors. So we have our little balcony that sticks out a little bit. And we had... Now, Lorenzo had regular walls. I'm going to do the walls, the sturdy walls, just so they have a nice clean top. So I don't have any crenellations sticking out. But either one works. Got to close in the gaps. We're going to get 2 water tanks. Now, obviously, you can put whatever you want right here, but I'm going with water tanks. Then, little sprig fence. I don't know where that sprig fence went. Get rid of it real quick. Can't have sloppy belts. And then we're going to go more grass floors, oriented the same way. And this will be the last of the grass floors. The rest of it from here on up is roof pieces. I am searching for that one. Searching for the square roof corner. On the corner, it will not let me place it. So we will come back with a regular roof corner right there. Now a square roof corner will take. And then the regular roof pieces going across. If they will connect in the correct spot, let me get underneath. Or across from it. Sometimes when you're a little too close to the situation, it doesn't always work. Same thing here. We're going to do this side as well. Just go ahead and close it all in. And this is just giving us our nice top pieces. I dropped down in on purpose. I'm going to grab the regular roof corner, then a squared roof corner. And now we've completed our roof. Even though there are gaps in there, when it rains, that's going to be a problem. Weather isn't going to be added to the game for a while, though. And then, because I'm always a fan of extra lights, I put that right there. Same thing on this side, the exact same thing. We just got to get it in the right spot. Let it go blue. Now, if you want to put more boxes up here, you could. You see there's a lot of space up here. There's still plenty of room for you to add stuff up here. Or if you kind of like it, you know, to look like this, leave it. You know, it's up to you. And then, so that takes care of that. And like I said, every base, for me, personally, I like to have that one box that's just, I ain't got to mess with it. I can throw whatever I want in there and just leave it. So that is the Viking Longhouse. It's a pretty neat little build. It pretty much houses everything. It doesn't have the pallet storage, but you could always make a small warehouse right over here for pallet storage. You can make your catch building. You could do, matter of fact, let's go ahead and just throw out a quick little pallet storage setup. And you can set it up just right over here, right by your catch building. So say your catch building is in the front part of this rock with a bounce tower next to it, or whatever your zipline tower is, how they work. On this side, I didn't want to go that way with it, but oh, now we're having problems. Okay. I don't know why this won't take, unless it just, like this rock wants to be hollow or something. I don't know. Let me try deleting this. I'm going to use this anyway. Wait. Alright. Fix it. Let me get rid of that one. So, they have a couple different ways you can do this. I'm just going to throw in some walls. And we're going to have a little bit of fun making a little building real quick. I have no clue where that went, but it is definitely in the wrong spot. So was that. Okay. I wouldn't worry too much about grass storage, but I'm probably going to go one row of grass storage underneath here. Or somewhere in here. Just to at least say that there's some storage for it. Obviously, weed stem storage in this part of the art is going to be the most crucial because there's no there are very little weed stems over here. I can no longer say there's no weed stems over here anymore since they've added some. So, and also too across, of course, across the front. Where is it? There. You know, that way you don't have to jump. You just walk right up to it. Grass floors. Now, it was giving me problems doing this earlier. It's as though they have made it to where we can't do the little stacking system anymore. Which could be problematic. As you can see, it's not letting me place this. But I bet if I delete out some of these and put in some grass, it'll let me place them. fact that I can get those that close together seems a bit off, but okay. So, if you've got your shelves in place already, count yourself lucky. We're going to test this a little bit. You guys are here to help me test. Now I have gaps underneath there, and I doubt this is going to work. It's not going to let me push that underneath. It's going to want to jump it right up top. So what you could do is your grass pallets first, weed stems on top of that. So obviously you have to do the pallets before you do the floor above it. Make sure it's all spun the right way. And since apparently we can put them closer together than ever before, we can jam a whole bunch of them in there. I actually got an idea about this. This idea comes from when I was running with, oh, let me think of the name. Raymond. He had his walls halfway down. Why can't that take? What we're going to do is we're going to delete everything. I'm going to clear this off. This is why we do things in creative. So we'll halfway down. And it's going to allow me to make the walls taller by making them shorter. Pretty sure that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it will in just a second. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the ones in the end, and then obviously get rid of the grass floor since I took out all the grass planks, storage planks I gotta put back. So what we'll do is we'll have the foundations here, and then the weed stem walls will be aligned with the bottom, not the top of the foundation. Basically, give us a half wall. And that's what I'm looking for. I want the half wall so I can maximize my storage. So I'm gonna turn this where I have my. You see the rope part of the blueprint. We want that going basically vertical with us, not horizontal. If that makes sense. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and put another row of walls on. I know somebody's like, man, that's a lot of weed stems. You can make it out of grass. I'm just using this because I like the way it looks. And if you really can, just make this out of grass. It does not matter. Oh, one piece went out the back. Now on this row, we can put in a bunch, and I mean a bunch. These guys. They can get closer, but I don't want to get, I don't want to make it so close that to me it's ugly. That's, personal preference, that's all. Now, if I position these correctly, I probably could squeeze that last one in there. I'm not going to worry about that for the purpose of the video. Now I want to check to see if, one, can I reach, because the idea is to put one more row right there. And if I can't reach them, then we're going to change this to look a little different. I'm going to put 2 of them down. I just want to test. So if I'm standing down here and I look up, I can easily see those. So you can reach those up there. So that means my idea is going to hold. What we're going to do is just build a little roof. So let's get rid of these for a second. And we're going to go just a little. I should have kept that up. I didn't want it to stand. And then roof piece. This is just a little designer shed. Nothing fancy. Okay. As you can see, I'm having a little bit of trouble making that jump. I realize now that I should not have done the roof. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just test to see how far out they got to stick. I'm pretty sure they got to come forward a good ways. I'm thinking maybe halfway. Might actually make it easier for you to reach up there and grab everything too. You see, that's why you have to do the build from the bottom up. But before I continue deleting things, let's just see if will it fit. See, it won't fit. And that's the problem, is getting your blueprints to lay correctly for the purposes of making it work for you. Only go so far forward. So, still won't work. That's pain. And if you extend that wall if you extend the floor out, then you may not be able to reach them from down there. So we may have to change this setup altogether. I know, pain in the butt. Sorry about that. And then see from down here, we can still sort of reach that, but you're not going to be able to reach it. Maybe be able to reach it down here. So this may be a change of how we're going to do it all together. So it seems they've adjusted the way buildings work in the game. What we'll do is just put a roof. We'll just do a roof. Simple little roof like that. That way your storage shed kinda matches the aesthetic of your building across the way. Sort of, you know, not 100%, but sort of. So you have your grass, you have your weed stems. Obviously, you do throw some lights in here because, you know, it's gonna get dark. How many wide is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right there. And that way you should have a decent amount of light if you come over here and it's getting kind of dark. Like I said, you'd have your catch building here, tower here, and that way you can get out, get back in quickly, and then store your stuff, build your base. When you're done building, obviously, you know, maybe tear down the blueprint and the lean-to you use to sleep in. So that was the Longhouse build that I got from Lorenzo Saucedo. Thank you so much, Lorenzo, for letting me, 1, come visit your world, 2, agreeing to let me record and then make a video on your, what I call a Viking Longhouse. I don't know if that's what your intention was, but for me, first time I saw it, that's what I thought was Viking Longhouse. So like I said, thank you so much, Lorenzo. That was very nice of you. Hopefully it maybe helps or inspires other builders. But if you guys like this content, would like to see more like it, hit that like and subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications. And until the next video, y'all have a good one.